how'd you get into pastries?
So that's interesting. I was actually looking into going to school, and then I realized that it was a lot. So I started working in the industry here in Tel Aviv, and I worked in a chef's restaurant in Rafael for about a year and a half. And then I moved to New York and I went to school. I studied pastry for about 6 months, and then I continued with international bread baking, and I lived in New York for about 2 years. And then I came back and I started working as a pastry chef in Tel Aviv. And after a few years in the industry, I decided to try and do a little something different on my own. 2.5 years ago, I left the restaurant industry-ish, and I built my own studio. And I started hosting workshops at home. Basically built my entire home as a place for entertaining. And I started by hosting workshops, and after a while I also started hosting meals.
And why pastries?
After getting really into the pastry place in the kitchen, I realized that if you really want to be an expert, you have to choose one. Here's l'chaim.
After seeing the amazing workshop, I went to Lior's kitchen and cooked with her one of her specialties.
So Lior, what are you teaching me to make today?
Okay, so today we're gonna make my chocolate babka. Very simple, very straightforward. This is the babka dough that I actually made in advance.
How'd you make it?
Basically combined in my mixer the flour, instant dry yeast, water, some sugar, some honey, eggs, let me think what else, water. That's about it. Mix everything together, add a little bit of oil, and this has proofed for a little over an hour and a half now. I'm gonna roll this out.
Okay.
And I don't want it to stick. I'm actually not gonna use all of it, so just about a little more than a half. The most important thing to remember about yeast is that everything is under my control. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the shape is what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for about, it's still kind of squarish, but it's a little wider. So I'm going to use my rolling pin, and I'm going to add some flour to it just so it doesn't stick. And I'm going to start rolling it out like so. See, I want this to be able to dance when I work with it. I don't want it to stick to my surface. I don't want it to stick to my rolling pin, because that's not what you want.
We don't want that.
You don't want that.
We want our dough.
We want our dough. I keep saying to people on my workshops, if you're gonna make something, then do it long run. Yeah, you don't have to make one. You can make 3 cakes, freeze 2. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do after we have it rolled out nice and pretty and even is the filling. And for this, you can use whatever you want. You can use Nutella if you want to, and you can make your own chocolate filling. I made a filling that also combines Nutella in it.
Nutella!
Yeah.
I really love her.
We love that lady. But we also have some butter.
Some butter.
And we have actual real cocoa powder.
Yeah, I smell it.
And some sugar. We have some almond meal just for to thicken it up a little bit. Some vanilla and some heavy cream. It's really important when you make your own filling to use room temperature butter, because if you don't, it's not gonna work. It's gonna tear your dough.
Wow. Listen, I can literally eat this like that.
The thing also about this part is that we want to make sure we go even. Yeah. Because someone's going to eat this part and they need to enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I never take the edges.
Yeah.
You too. Even though you make the edges, you never eat them.
I eat the middle. It's all nice and even.
You even make it pretty. Look at that.
And there we go. Now we're going to have some fun time together. And I have some bittersweet chocolate right here. You can use whatever you want. You can use M&Ms, you don't even have to use it on it because this is pretty rich on its own. But if you want to add something, you can use chocolate chips or just chocolate, and we're basically just gonna sprinkle it on top. So just follow my lead.
Follow your lead, I'll go from this side.
Yeah. Just make sure you get all the way over here.
The edges, because you're gonna eat the edges.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the next part, we're actually gonna roll our babka out, and I have this brush for especially this thing. This is my archaeologist brush, okay? I don't use it for oil or egg or sugar, syrup, nothing. This is just for flour. So I'm gonna keep this right here just because we roll it out in flour. I wanna make sure any excess flour actually leaves the dough right now so it's not too dry. And I'm actually gonna start with this side. I'm gonna fold it just a little bit, just to get a nice head start. And I see I have some excess flour here, so.
Wow, look at you, perfectionist.
No. And then I'm gonna start actually rolling it out. Now the purpose of getting rid of the excess flour is just the fact that it dries out our dough and it's bacon. So if you want your babka to be nice and moist, you don't wanna pass on this part just because it's really simple and it really does go a long way. So now we can see how it's gonna become 3 cakes, right?
Wow.
Be assertive. Don't start to like, so just be assertive. 1 cut, that's what you wanna do. So that's.
Don't be scared.
1. Exactly, don't be scared. And that's 2, and I'll check this out.
Wow, look, you even cut chocolate in there.
So that's really nice, that's really pretty, but we're far from being done.
Oh,
I know.
I was ready to eat this.
I know. Now is the real fun part. So I'm using the same knife, and I'm gonna cut it right there in the middle.
Whoa.
And then I'm gonna separate it, go all the way. And then just gonna make sure all this beautiful thing is out there in the world. Now I'm gonna make like an X, and then I'm gonna make a screw shape just for our final cake, and that's it. This goes in the pan. Now it's gonna proof, and then we're gonna bake it. I like to just use the whole egg. I like to be prepared with a sheet pan, and then just placing all the cakes on. And then the most important thing here is to really make sure that you brush all of the visible dough. It's fine if it meets the chocolate, but you're aiming for the dough. And this is gonna be also glazed in syrup after baking, so it is gonna be nice and shiny, but if you're planning on avoiding the syrup, or if you know, I mean, this really makes it extra sexy. That's why we're doing this for. Making a chocolate cake, you have all kinds of options. If you like it extra moist, after the cake comes out of the oven, use a lot of sugar syrup, just pour it on there. If you like your cake extra crunchy, don't use a lot of syrup, just brush it lightly and let it be.